Hello and welcome to Suspended Fanimation. I'm your host, Dennis Batholkus, and this is Harley Quinn, Season 1, Episode 6. You're a damn good cop, Jim Gordon. Welcome, everybody, and Happy New Year. Yes, we are into a new decade, 2020. And of course, we start with a great series, Harley Quinn. Welcome, everybody. And let me get some business out of the way first, and then we will go into this. It's going to be a review, not a recap. But of course, you know how I do things. 9 times out of 10, the review turns into a recap anyway. But still, if you like what you see here, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, like, share, and subscribe. Also, if you're on the fence about joining up at the very end of this video, you're going to see a video pop up here where YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching, and what they do is they match it as best as possible to one video in my vast video library and pop it up there just for you. Up here is going to be The Expanse, is what's going to be up there. That's what I did on Tuesday. And more on that in a little bit. I'll take care of some other stuff at the end here. Also, if you want to know when I'm gonna be on live again next, you can hit the bell. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you if you hit the bell. Best way of doing it is go to my website, suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule there. It's also up on my Facebook page. Speaking of Facebook, there is a Facebook group chat where you guys can post stuff, talk amongst yourselves, all that kind of stuff if you still have Facebook. I have a Twitter, I have Instagram, I also have a Patreon page, but I don't have any tier stuff as of yet. I will shortly. So there we go. That is out of the way. That is spoiler alert. I am going to spoil the shit out of the episode. If you have not seen the episode, go and watch it. Come on back. This will be a video. You can comment down below in the comment section. Thank you, Viking Bitch, for the paddle. Excuse me. I'm still a little phlegmy and whatnot from whatever nasty little bug that got me over the holiday break there. So, um, good episode. So last week's episode I thought was the best episode so far of the series. That one just being in Harley Quinn's mind, finding out what makes her tick, what just kind of what drives her, which of course we all know is the Joker anyway. We still get that in this episode where she is still driven by the Joker to get into the Legion of Doom, because the Legion of Doom are the only people that he actually admires, recognizes as equals, that kind of thing, and that's why she wants to do it and kind of rub it in his face. And she kind of realizes in this episode that everything she's been doing is just for herself at the expense of her crew. Um, she keeps leaving people behind, like a little piece of Clayface's arm, which ends up getting voiced by Tom Kenny, by the way. I started laughing. It's SpongeBob SquarePants, the guy who does the voice for SpongeBob SquarePants. He is actually the one who voices Clayface's right hand. And of course, King Shark at one point gets arrested by the GCPD, and one of their plans to go and get Clayface's hand back. And that leads to some hilarity as well. And all of this is happening um, because, of course, they need to get the hand back so the hand does not tell GCPD where their hideout is, which is just, Ivy's apartment, which is pretty damn funny. And as Clayface says, it basically acts like a little kid and will, if it bonds with somebody, it will tell them what's going on. And in the meantime, the cowed critic who is on uh, villainy.evil is where he's at, has given the Harley's crew a review and says they're not worthy of Legionnaire's disease, let alone being the Legion. And then also has hooked up Dr. Psycho and Poison Ivy in a moment where she actually saved his life, and then had him in her arms. She really does not like him. She, pretty much says he's a misogynist. So they go over. So Psycho and Dr. Psycho and Poison Ivy actually go over to Giganta's house. Well, they go and find the cowled critic's house, which is actually Dr. Psycho's son, Herman. And yeah, the whole thing with Giganta. So the one thing that's really disturbing about Giganta, which they didn't touch on in this, is she looks human, but she's not human. She is actually an ape that has been changed by Gorilla Grodd into looking like a human, but so that she can grow tall. So she's really an ape, is really what she is, a gorilla, which led me to believe how those two got together and created a kid. Um, yeah, there's just something there that's wrong that they haven't. Yeah, exactly. That is very disturbing that they haven't touched on as of yet, and I'm wondering if they're going to at some point in time. And it's going to be really good. But the main thing is that Giganta has a new boyfriend named Brad, who's very good at being a cunning linguist, and I love Poison Ivy's, after he, licks this ice cream cone and turns it into a statue of David, with his tongue, and, Poison Ivy's like, "Call me." And, yeah, that just made me laugh. Yeah, it made me fucking laugh. So, Jim Gordon, of course, being, kinda cracked out at this point too, where Batman won't even talk to him. And Batman actually takes away his bat signal because he's using it to call Batman in and discuss his love life with Barbara, or what's going on that's wrong with his love life. And of course, Batman says, "We're just coworkers, Jim. We're not friends." And Harley, of course, had had the bright idea of breaking into Wayne Tech, and they were going to steal an invisible bike, and instead sees a ultra secret room and goes in there and steals a button. And in the firefight that ensues between her, Clayface, and Jim, she pushes that button before she's going to get shot and ends up in the Batcave. It's a teleporter in the Batcave. It's in beta, of course, at this point. And Harley ends up finding Batman, who I love, Harley saying, "Oh my god, I never imagined this is what the Batcave looks like. This is where you fuck the bats." Yeah, so wrong. And the whole thing between him and Harley discussing Jim Gordon and how they're just coworkers. And he goes, he wants to push it more. He wants to be friends. And he's got his back turned to the back computer. And Harley looks up at it and goes, "The screensaver came on, didn't it?" That was one of my favorite lines. My other favorite, of course, is when this all wraps up at the end. We still have King Shark left in prison because Harley forgot about him. And he's sitting there drinking toilet wine out of a plastic bag. And he tells, I think it's Melvin is his name, or he goes, "Now this is some inferior toilet wine." He goes, "And if you ever bring this shit to me again," he goes, "I'm gonna have to shank you in the shower." And just the way he says it with Ron Funches's voice made me fucking laugh. Just, I mean, it was kind of matter of factly, but sweet at the same time. And I like being the cool boss. Yeah, that was the other thing. He had so many good lines in just that small little fraction of time. They have a new guy that's coming in. And of course, everyone's saying, "Hey, there's a new fish." Yeah, and they're calling him new fish. And King Shark says, "What the fuck did you just say? I told you not to use that fucking word. I will fucking kill each and every one of you with my bare hands." And yeah, that just was really damn funny. Really did what, Joker? Uh, yeah, so it was a good episode. It wasn't the best episode, but it was good. We had a lot of people in this one. Um, we got a little bit more, and we even got a little bit of Cyborgman in it too. Yeah. So yeah, Ron Funches did have some good punchlines. And it moved the plot along too on this as to Harley kind of discovering a little bit more of who she is and how she needs to treat her people a little bit better too, and not just make it all about her. And that's what the whole thing is all about, is her growth as a character. I'm liking that they're doing this too, that they are actually kind of growing her character in between all of these comedic well, with these comedic things that are going on. I know I talked about this last episode, but it is actually pretty damn funny that, again, you're going through the whole relationship thing, the, destructive relationship, the toxic relationship that she has been in all this time, and who she is, because now we know that she's always been this way, and now she's kind of, almost going through therapy, and if you will, through all of this. And you would think that Dr. Psycho, since he is a doctor, could kind of help her a little bit more, but who knows? Yeah, Dr. Psycho's, and his son bonding. "I hate you, dad. I hate you too, son." And then Poison Ivy at the door going, "That's so weird, but so touching at the same time. I'll leave you two alone. I'm gonna go and find Brad." She shuts the door. Oh, God, yeah. Uh, yes, the son was the reviewer. He was the cloaked cowl or I forget what it was called now. I just watched it just like 5 seconds ago, and I forgot what it was. Yes, Brad. Brad, the cunning linguist. I was just wrong, but at the same time and I loved, Poison Ivy's thing when they walk in and Doctor Psycho introduces Giganta as his ex-wife, and she goes, "Okay, hold on a moment. I have to ask, how did the sex work?" "Not that well," is what Doctor Psycho says. Oh, man. Yeah, some good stuff. Yeah. What's funny, she is a psychiatrist too, but, you never wanna have yourself as a patient, Sven. This is true. So, good episode. Excuse me. Next week, we get Queen of Fables coming back. I don't know if you saw the trailer for that. She actually ends up getting released out of her tax book, the 30-year tax book, prison that she's been in, and she finally gets released, and it looks like there's gonna be a lot of blood in next week's episode. Yeah. I'm looking forward to Wanda Sykes, being in this. Wanda Sykes is so underrated and so underused in things, and having her as a voice actress now, as a character is gonna be awesome. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be. Yeah, Wanda is just fucking hilarious. If you've never seen her stand up or heard her stand up before, I highly recommend you do it. Unless you're easily offended, because she will fucking offend everybody. And that's what I like about her, is she does offend everyone. Even if you don't think you're gonna get offended, she'll still offend you. Yeah. And yes, Christopher Maloney as Jim Gordon. And what was it he said to Clayface's hand was and you listened to me when I went into graphic detail about what was wrong, and you didn't judge, what was wrong between me and my wife, and you didn't judge me. And the hand says, "Well, I can't judge what I don't understand." Oh man, that was just fucking hilarious. My disturbing intercourse with my wife, yeah, in graphic detail. Uh, oh, Christopher Maloney has been doing comedy for a while. Like I said, he is in Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle. He's the mutant guy who has the really hot wife. They want to do the foursome or whatever. Yeah. So that's him there. And he's been doing comedy for quite a long time. Yeah. Hey, Raymond K. Hessel. How's it going? Glad you found me. Welcome aboard. Yeah. Mally Ackerman. I can't remember her name now. I know it starts with an M, the first, but I know Ackerman is her last name. Yes. So yeah, good stuff. And Diedrich Bader, of course, coming back in for Batman and killing it as Batman. I really like the whole uh, "I don't do emotions well" Uh, and Harley Quinn going, "Or vocabulary." She kind of, goes into the Batman voice as well. I love that. That was pretty damn good. Yes, Christopher Maloney in Oz. That's the first time I saw him as well, was in Oz. So good stuff all the way around. Excuse me. Like I said, my voice is still coming back from things. So, yeah, I want some more. I'm glad we get 13 episodes this season. We are almost at the halfway point. Well, we're kind of at the halfway point. Next week will be the, you know, episode 7. So there we go. And yeah, they need to do more of this show. This show is completely underrated. Just like Swamp Thing. Actually, I told Mark Verheiden, the showrunner of Swamp Thing, last night on Twitter that his show got, best of 2019. It was in there as one of my picks, and he liked it on Twitter, which was nice. So he's actually very approachable on Twitter, which is cool. Excuse me. I'm finally finishing the last season of Banshee. Yes, that was a good show. Yeah, I don't think so either, Penn. I don't think anyone expected the show to be so good. And yeah, because when I heard about it, I'm like, oh, Kaylee Cuoco and uh, animated and Harley Quinn, and it's supposed to be R rated. I'm like, yeah, all right. It's gonna be kind of kitschy. It's gonna be gimmicky, and I'm like, no, it's actually, excuse me, it's actually pretty damn good. So yeah. Oh man, sorry, my voice is just like completely crapping out. That's what's going on today. So speaking of which, of my voice crapping out and everything, at 7 o'clock, I'm gonna be doing the drawing for the Star Wars prizes for the Mandalorian contest. So you guys want to be around for that. And since I haven't heard anything back from anybody for the Mr. Robot prizes at all, I'm gonna rerun the Mr. Robot drawing again on Sunday to redraw 4 names, omitting those 4 people that I already picked because since they didn't, come in and tell me that, what their address was, they're not up for it. Yeah, go to bed. Why? I'm not sick. I'm fine. And it's late where you are, not where I'm at. It's 6 o'clock here. So no. Yeah, I can't believe they didn't respond either. And there's so many more people that are on the list. Luckily, I saved that spreadsheet for just such an occasion. No, I'm not sick, Viking bitch. It's just the last little thing in my throat for some reason that will not go away. That's what happens. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. No. I have it's a brand new email account, everything else doesn't have any spam in it. So it's good to go. Yeah. I will check again before I go on for the next one, but yeah. No, I'm not sending it to Marks because he actually wants it. He has to work for it like everyone else. So there we have it. Good episode. Looking forward to next week. Great series. If you're not watching it, go and watch it. Um, like I said, looking forward to next week again. If you're still on the fence about joining up, take a look at the video up here at the end of this video and like, share, and subscribe. Also, make sure you hit the little bell down below there if you want to know when I'm going live again next. And um Twitter, Instagram, Patreon page. There we go. Like, share, and subscribe. Yeah. No, Joker. I don't just, give it out to my wrenches or people that I know here and all that kind of stuff. No, I don't do that. So I try and run a fair contest unless someone gives me a lot of money. Um, yeah. No, I don't just give it up. You gotta work for it. Ah, unlike Mufinobi. And he's not here, so I can actually just, I know he's tied up in Viking Bitch's dungeon right now. That's why he's not here. No, that was something that you guys tried to invoke their pen. I don't put that off, I didn't make that rule. I'm not making that rule, so wrenches are not exempt from it. Yeah, you can join in on the fun. Ah, yeah, I did, Viking Bitch. I did fire some shots. I figured why not? It's a new year. Might as well start off with some fresh stuff. So, I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna go get ready for the contest and make sure I get the names and everything and find the hat. I don't know if I got the beanie. No, I'm not gonna do the beanie. I'm probably gonna do the. I do have the other hat. Da, 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 da. The Sergeant Hatred hat from my Adventure Brothers stuff. So that'll be my sorting hat for today. There you go. I know Fenobi will defend himself. He always does. So, thank you everybody who joined me tonight in the chat. Thank you if you made it this far in the video. And I will see you next week for Harley Quinn, but I will see you in a little bit for the Mandalorian contest. Thanks, everybody. And like I said, I'll see you at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for that drawing for the 2 t shirts and the Coke bottle back here. Thanks, everybody. See you in a few. Don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you may find out that your girlfriend's been taken by Brad, the cunning linguist, and for good reason. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you in a few.